As we always do around here, we ask, remember, please, our first responders, especially in New York City, the current epicenter of this virus. Tonight, the NYPD announced its first death by coronavirus. Gentleman named Dennis Dixon, a custodial assistant with the department for 14 years. NBC News reporting tonight 351 members of the NYPD have by now tested positive for coronavirus. About 1 in 10 New York City police officers home sick right now. Over 10% of the fire department yesterday set a record for EMS calls in the city, way more than even 9/11. Today, the FDNY Commissioner Dan Nigro said 170 of his members have tested positive for coronavirus. We are happy to have back with us again tonight Bill Bratton, former commissioner of the NYPD, veteran of the Boston Police Department, former chief of police in L.A., among our senior law enforcement analysts. Commissioner, how do you prioritize? You can't, as no one needs to remind you, you can't answer every call. If you send 2 police officers out on an apartment noise complaint, if the wrong person opens that door, if that person is infected, you're going to have 2 officers go down.
You may have more than 2, depending on the nature of the call. That the department right now, the good news is that 9/11 calls are down about 25% from what they were last year. But the makeup of those calls has changed dramatically. Many of them are for the assistance of ambulances, for example. So good news also is that crime, which had been increasing at a significant rate the first 2 months of this year, is also down fairly dramatically over the last several weeks. So the department is heading into uncharted waters. It's heading into a paradigm of issues that it's never experienced all at the same time. Fortunately, the leadership team at the NYPD has experienced. They've been through quite a bit. Many of them have been through Sandy, the hurricane. Many of them were through 9/11. So that there's experience there. The problem is going to be rapidly the decline in the number of officers available to handle the situations here in New York City.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.